Track and field fans, here we are once more, and of course, in this episode of Jamaica Track and Field Legacy, we will be looking at some of the competitions that Jamaica have started out with. A matter of fact, it is a lot of competition, so I'm just going to briefly introduce you or tell you about some of the major championships Jamaica have been a part of. And a matter of fact, Jamaica have been competing in track and field professionally or officially over 19 years. Yes, from 1930, Jamaica have been a dominant force in track and field around the world, not just in Jamaica, but also around the world. So just to give you a little information, before the 1930s, we had some outstanding track and field athlete, and we're talking about Alfred Downer and G.C. Foster. Yes, I know that name sounds familiar to a lot of you. G.C. Foster was an outstanding athlete for Jamaica, but what happened in their time, they were not able to compete for Jamaica at the global level or at higher levels. Because why? Jamaica did not become a member of the IOC until the late 1930s. A matter of fact, to be precise, it was 1939 when Jamaica became a part of or a member of the IOC. So people like G.C. Foster and Alfred Downer was not able to compete at the Olympics that was actually going on before in the 1908 coming forward to 1930. And the thing about the Olympics is that you cannot compete at the Olympics as an individual. Your country must be a member of the IOC unless there is special cases, then you might get to compete. But initially, or I should say normally, the norm is that your country becomes a member of the IOC, and then of course you are registered to compete through your country and not as an individual. So for people like Downer and G.C. Foster, it was unfortunate for them. They weren't able to compete for Jamaica in their time. Now, Jamaica, even though we did not become a member, or Jamaica did not become a member of the IOC before 1939, in 1930, Jamaica competed at their first official track and field meet. And guess what? Guess which meet it was? No, it wasn't the Olympics. No, it wasn't. Even though the Olympics was around, it was not the Olympics. Our first initial or official competition in track and field happened in 1930. Yes, it was 1930 that Jamaica first competed as a team, as a group, as a country, and this was at the CAC Games. Yes, the Central America and the Caribbean Games was the first competition Jamaica entered as a team or as a country. And of course, the likes of Joseph Mackenzie, who is a former outstanding athlete for St. George's, which is one of the oldest boys' schools in Jamaica. He won a silver medal. Yes, he won a silver medal in the long jump. And guess what? Not the long jump, in the high jump, sorry. And guess what? Many might think that our track and field started on the track. No, it wasn't. It was actually in the field in 1930 with Joseph Mackenzie, who at the CAC Games won a silver medal in the high jump with a leap of 1.75 meters. And why I say this is amazing is because a lot of us, including myself, thought that we started out getting medals in on the track, but it was actually in the field that we started. Our next stop after the CAC games in 1930, the next stop was the Commonwealth Games. Yes, we actually went to the Commonwealth Games before we started going to the Olympics, and this was in 1934. 1934, Jamaica was again in competition, carrying on with themselves and at another major championship. And of course, during that time, or back in those days, 1934, the Commonwealth Games was known as the British Empire Games. And of course, the name has changed to the Commonwealth Games now. And Team Jamaica was out again, and of course, Team Jamaica came home with more silver medal. This time, we got a medal in swimming, and Bernard Prendergrass won a bronze medal in the discus. So, what do you realize that is happening here? It is the field events again. So Jamaica started out with the field events at global championships, and it wasn't on the track that we started our dominance. We actually started in the field. So there we have it again, our second major competition, which is the Commonwealth Games. The medal that we won was in the field and not in the track. Of course, by the 1940s, if you're a track fan and if you've been following my stuff, you would know what happened in the 1940s. By the 1940s, Jamaica participated in its first Olympic Games at the London Olympics in 1948. Yes, I remember this. I wasn't around, my dad was just being born, but I have read this so many times that I remember 1948 Jamaica went to its first Olympic Games because, as I said earlier, we did not become a member of the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, until 1939. And even though there were two Olympics before 1948, which was 1940 and 1944, those two Olympic Games were disrupted because of World War II. Yeah, World War II started 1939 and it lasted for 5 to 6 years. So during that time, there was no Olympic Games 1940 and 1944. So of course, when they came back, Team Jamaica was in London with a band, and of course, we won gold medal. A matter of fact, we won a quinilla. The Jamaican men won a quinilla in the 400 meters, winning gold and silver for Jamaica with Mr. Arthur Wint and the great Mr. Herb McKinley. So you see what is happening here? We started out in the field winning medal in the high jump and the discus, and then of course by the time we get to the Commonwealth Games, we were winning medals in the field again in discus, and by we get to the Olympics in the 1940s and 50s, we started showing our dominance on the track, winning gold medals. So the Olympic Games was our third stop. Yes, we started with the CAC Games, then the Commonwealth Games, and then the Olympics. Guess which one is number 4 to top off the top 4 track and field global meets? Number 4 is the World Championship. Yes, the World Championships started in 1983. And let me tell you something. Anywhere Jamaicans go, we make an impression. And at the first World Championship, of course, we went there. I think this was in Helsinki, 1983, and of course, Jamaica went there, and Bertland Cameron, formerly of St. Jago, won the first 400 meters. He is the first 400 meter world champion. Yes, we own him, Bert Cameron. So, the team Jamaica, it doesn't matter which global meet we go, we create a buzz and the energy, and of course, we came home with silverware from the World Championship, the first World Championship. Of course, Merlene Ottey also won a medal in, I think she won a bronze, sorry, she won a silver medal in the 200 meters. And guess what? A team with Merlene Ottey, Jackie Pusey, Lilith Hodges, and Juliet Cuthbert won a bronze medal in the 4x100 meter relay. So at the very first World Championship. So what you realize, what is the trend here? Every major championship that we have gone for the first time, we take home medal. Team Jamaica take home medal, and you know it is a big accomplishment. So many, including myself, thought that our Jamaica as a country started competing at the Olympic Games in 1948, but we actually started track and field competition officially in 1930 at the CAC Games. So we started at the CAC Games, and then we move on to the Commonwealth Games, and then after the Commonwealth Games we got introduced to the Olympic Games, and after the Olympic Games we got introduced to the World Championship, and of course we medal at all of these championships on our first outing. And guess what? Team Jamaica has not looked back. Look at what we are doing now in the 21st century. It is amazing. And of course, you have a lot of other championships going on that are on the calendar. We have the NACAC game, which is the North America, Central America, and Caribbean Athletic Association Championship. So there's that. There's also the Diamond League, where professional athletes get an opportunity to earn throughout the season. There's also the pen relays that Jamaica has a rich history also. There is the Youth Olympics. There is the World Relays. There are so many global championships. And of course, Jamaica is a part of all of these global championship. And there's also a lot more. But of course, you know, if we're to talk about all of them, we would be here all night. But I just wanted to give you an idea about when we started as a country in this wonderful sport that I love and many others love. We started in 1930 at the CAC Games, and of course we're doing awesome, brilliant stuff at every level, from the youth, the juniors, the seniors. We are doing exceptionally well at every level. So I hope you learned something new like myself, because I did not realize that we started from 1930 at the CAC Games. I was always under the impression that we started at the Olympic Games. So we're all learning as we go along. So stay tuned for my next episode. Thank you.